Have you ever pictured having a personal assistant who just never gets tired? Someone who's also maybe a super fast researcher, a really sharp strategist, maybe even a programmer, all rolled into one. What if I told you that picture? Well, it's becoming reality right now. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're not just talking about, another software update. We're really digging into the arrival of GPT-5. And this isn't just version 5.0. It feels more like a quantum leap. It's starting to reshape how we work, how we create, and maybe even how we think. So our mission today is to unpack what really makes ChatGPT-5 different, its core advancements. And then the really interesting part, explore 10 practical, kind of groundbreaking applications. These are things you can use to transform workflows, whether you're in finance, content creation, even game development. We're going to take a calm, curious look at how you can actually harness this new power. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. We've had ChatGPT before, right? What's fundamentally different this time? Why are we calling it a tectonic shift and not just an upgrade?
Yeah, that's the key question. It really boils down to some fundamental changes in its architecture. The first big one is something called adaptive reasoning. Think of it like having two kind of distinct brains. There's a fast twitch one for the simple, quick questions you might ask it. Bang, you get an answer. But then for the really complex stuff, the problems that need deep multi-step thinking, it engages a deep thought brain. And the cool part is it figures this out on its own. When you ask something, ChatGPT-5 actually assesses the complexity. It decides which brain to use and activates it seamlessly. You don't have to do anything. So you get fast answers for simple things and really thorough, well-thought-out analysis for, the big strategic questions.
That's a pretty big leap. It's almost like it anticipates the depth you need. And what about its memory? I know older models sometimes lost track in longer chats.
Right, exactly. That leads to the second point, the vast context window. You're spot on. Older models had kind of short-term memory. They'd forget the beginning of a long conversation, which could be really frustrating, right? Led to fragmented answers, ChatGPT-5. It's got this massively expanded memory, this context window. What that means practically is you can upload, say, an entire 100-page financial report or a whole novel manuscript or a complex piece of code. And it can remember, cross-reference, analyze the entire thing within one conversation. That ability to hold all the context, it's just a huge game changer for anything that needs comprehensive understanding. Whoa, I mean, imagine analyzing a 100-page financial report in minutes, cross-referencing everything instantly. That's like billions of queries worth of processing power right at your fingertips.
That's incredible. And the way it talks now,
So-
it feels much more human,
Yeah.
less clunky.
Exactly. That's the third piece. Advanced natural language generation. It feels like it's finally crossed that uncanny valley. The communication is just remarkably human-like, much less robotic phrasing. It gets nuance. It can understand humor, specific professional tones. Like you could ask it to write a LinkedIn post that sounds like a specific CEO or a video script in the style of a certain creator, and it nails it. It's really convincing.
Okay, so you put these three things together, the adaptive reasoning, the huge memory, the natural language. What's a combined effect? How does this change things beyond just getting better answers to questions?
It really makes it a true cognitive partner. It amplifies our own thinking.
Right. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting for everyday use. How do we take these big advancements and actually, use them, turn them into tools? Let's dive into the first 5 applications you've mapped out.
Absolutely. First up, deep financial analysis and investment research. Imagine ChatGPT-5 as your personal, round-the-clock financial analyst team. The revolution here is that traditional research, plowing through 10Ks, 10Qs, earnings call transcripts, and news, it takes dozens of hours, right? Grueling work. ChatGPT-5 can condense that down to minutes. It's democratizing access to high-level analysis that used to be just for the pros.
Okay, so it can read the reports fast.
Yeah.
But how does it go beyond just summarizing? What makes the analysis deep?
Yeah, good question. It's not just about reading static documents. The amazing part is its ability to access the web in real time. So you feed it the reports, you tell it your goal, sure. But then it goes out and pulls in current market news, sentiment analysis from social media, broader macroeconomic factors. It synthesizes data from dozens of live sources to give you a proper 360-degree view, something previously only big firms could really do. So what kind of output can you actually expect from this? Like, what does it give you? You get structured reports, things like investment memos, SWOT analyses, even clear buy, hold, or sell recommendations with justifications.
Okay, application number 2, automated job and opportunity finding. This sounds useful.
Yeah, think of it as turning platforms like LinkedIn into an automated, personalized opportunity engine. Job hunting or even recruiting, it's often a numbers game, isn't it? So much time spent just sifting. GPT-5 can automate that sifting part, the numbers game, freeing you up to focus on the quality side, building relationships, prepping for interviews, making connections.
How does it actually do that? And are there security things to watch out for?
Right. So you enable something called agent mode. That basically lets the AI take actions for you in a web browser, like clicking links, filling forms. Then you give it really detailed criteria, what jobs you want, what skills, location, company size, etc. Now, security is crucial here. If you give it login info, be super careful. Maybe use a temporary password, change it right after, and never share two-factor authentication codes. Seriously. But with that caution, yeah, it can browse job boards or candidate profiles, filter based on your needs, and give you a short list. For job seekers, it's top opportunities. For hiring managers, it's potential candidates, often with analysis included.
How specific can you get with those criteria for it to be really effective?
Very specific, down to years of experience, specific skills, company type, even things like open source contributions if you're looking for developers.
Interesting. Okay, number 3, content strategy and video ideation. Big one for creators.
Huge. This is like having a content strategist who analyzes your competitors and your own channel to brainstorm video ideas. Normally, this is super time-consuming, right? Watching hours of competitor videos, taking notes. GPT-5 can look across multiple channels simultaneously, spotting patterns, successful formats, title styles, things a human might easily miss.
Okay, but does it just copy what's already popular? Or can it actually generate new ideas?
It really synthesizes creatively. It doesn't just copy. You give it, say, links to 5-10 creators or blogs you like, plus your own channel. Ask it to identify what works for them, themes, formats, titles. Then it generates maybe 10 new, unique ideas that blend those best practices with what's already worked on your channel. It finds fresh angles.
Application 4, website and profile optimization, like getting instant feedback.
Exactly. Think of it as having a UX/UI consultant and a copywriter on call instantly. This is a big deal because hiring consultants is expensive, right? GPT-5, especially with its new image analysis, can look at a screenshot of your website or profile and give you valuable feedback, pointing out weaknesses you might be blind to.
Can it go beyond just suggesting visual changes?
Right.
Can it help improve actual engagement, getting people to click or sign up?
Yeah, definitely. It looks deeper than just visuals. You upload a good, clear screenshot of your homepage, a landing page, your LinkedIn profile header. Tell it the goal of that page. What do you want people to do there? Then ask for specific feedback on the headline, the call to action button, the layout. It analyzes the copywriting, the design, the user experience UX, and conversion optimization, CRO. It'll point out distractions or friction points that stop users from taking that desired action and suggest fixes.
Number 5, better content creation in your voice. This tackles a common AI complaint, right? That generic sound.
Yes, the lack of authenticity. This is about creating content that genuinely sounds like you. The revolution here is training what's called a custom GPT. It's basically a version of ChatGPT you tailor with specific knowledge and instructions. You feed it your own writing samples. It learns your style, your tone, your vocabulary. This creates a kind of digital twin of your writing voice. So you can scale your content, write more posts, more emails without losing that personal touch.
So does that mean it can really write exactly like me, even capture, I don't know, my specific sense of humor or the way I phrase things?
It gets remarkably close. It brings your tone, nuance, word choices, sentence structure, even humor, yeah, for really authentic content. Setting it up involves creating a custom GPT in the interface. Then you gather maybe 10, 20 pieces of your own writing blog posts, newsletters, whatever represents your voice well. You upload those to its knowledge section, and the key step is instructing it. Analyze these documents, learn my style, pay attention to sentence length, word choice, tone, jargon, how I build arguments. Then you can ask it to draft LinkedIn posts, Instagram scripts, newsletters, all sounding like you. You know, I'll admit I still wrestle with prompt drift sometimes myself. The AI can kind of wander off style if you're not precise. But training a custom GPT on my own voice, it really does help keep things consistent.
These first 5, they really show the AI acting almost like a personalized expert in different fields. What's the main takeaway here?
They free us up from the repetitive stuff, letting us focus more on the creative, strategic thinking. Mid-roll sponsor read.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've looked at how ChatGPT-5 can change finance, job searching, content. Now let's explore 5 more really powerful ways you can use this cognitive partner.
Okay, next up, number 6, advanced trip and event planning. Think of this as your super-powered personal travel agent and event planner combined. The breakthrough is that planning a trip, even a simple one, involves juggling so many variables: flights, hotels, activities, budget, logistics. ChatGPT-5 can handle all of that simultaneously. It searches the web for real-time prices and availability, considers your preferences, and spits out comprehensive plans in minutes. And that deep thought capability we mentioned, it uses that to factor in things like travel time between locations, museum opening hours, even local festivals happening during your stay.
That sounds useful. But what about curveballs? Can it handle unexpected changes, like if it suddenly rains on your planned beach day?
It's actually pretty adaptable. You give it the basics: an estimation, dates, budget, who's going. But the key is being specific about interests. Are you a foodie? History nerd? Looking for business contacts? Tell it. The more detail, the better the plan. And yes, you can absolutely ask for alternatives. Give me a plan B for rainy days, for example. You'll get detailed daily itineraries, recommendations tailored to you, maybe even potential business meetups if you ask for that, and a budget breakdown. Yeah, it can build in backup options.
Okay, number 7, 2D game creation for engagement. This one sounds kind of wild. Building games with no code.
It is pretty wild. The revolution is that game development, even for simple 2D games, always needed programming skills, right? HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Now, there's this thing called Canvas mode. It's like an interactive space where ChatGPT-5 can generate actual runnable applications based on your description. You literally describe the game you want in plain English, and it builds it. This opens up crazy new possibilities for marketing, education, internal training.
Wait, so a complete beginner, someone who's never coded, could just describe a game and it builds it?
Absolutely. That's the idea. You enable Canvas mode, you get specific, create a top-down space shooter. Playership moves with arrow keys, fires with spacebar, asteroids come from the top. It generates the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You can preview it right there. Then you can say, okay, make the ship faster, or add a scoring system. Think about using it for like an interactive explainer for compound interest, or a little tool to let people simulate decorating a room for a furniture store, or gamified quizzes for marketing.
Huh. Okay, number 8, internal tools and dashboard creation. Building custom software interfaces.
Yeah, specifically the front end's what the user sees and interacts with. The pain point this solves is that every business has unique workflows, right? And off-the-shelf software rarely fits perfectly. But getting custom tools built is usually super expensive and takes ages. ChatGPT-5 lets you rapidly prototype and even build functional front ends for these internal tools, streamlining things without that huge development cost.
So it's more about speeding up the process and maybe building simpler tools, not necessarily replacing a full development team for complex stuff.
Exactly. It's about faster prototyping and getting functional front ends up quickly to streamline operations. You describe the workflow. Who uses it? What do they need to do? What data should be shown? Specify the UI bits you need: tables, forms, buttons, drop-downs. It generates the code. You test, refine. You could build, say, a simple dashboard to manage blog content, a basic CRM to track leads, or a custom calculator for a specific business need.
Number 9, custom AI advisors and mentors. That sounds intriguing, like building your own virtual advisors.
Yeah, it's fascinating. The idea is to build personalized advice systems based on the thinking of leaders or experts you really admire. The revolution is, most of us can't just call up Ray Dalio or Brene Brown for advice, right? But their knowledge books, interviews, talks, it's out there. ChatGPT-5 can ingest all that public knowledge. You distill it into a custom GPT, creating the sort of virtual boardroom of mentors you can consult anytime.
Okay, but how reliable is that? Are these virtual mentors really capturing the essence or just spitting back keywords? How does it compare to real advice?
Well, they're synthesizing the documented knowledge, so they offer perspectives consistent with that person's stated philosophies. It's not new insight, but it's diverse, structured thinking based on their work. To set it up, you'd pick maybe 3 to 5 diverse thinkers. Ask ChatGPT-5 to research them deeply, create summary documents of their core ideas, upload those docs to a new custom GPT's knowledge base. Then instruct it. Act as an advisory board. When I ask a question, answer from each perspective, grounding it in their philosophy. Using voice mode could make it feel quite immersive, like a real discussion. You could ask about tough hiring choices, getting perspectives from different angles, or how to approach innovation based on someone like Naval Ravikant's ideas.
And the final one, number 10, AI agent creation and workflow automation. This sounds like the most advanced one.
It definitely builds on the previous ideas. This is about creating complex automation systems where ChatGPT-5 is the brain making decisions within the workflow. The huge leap here: previous tools like Zapier or Make were great for connecting apps. If this happens, then do that. Simple triggers. But ChatGPT-5 adds reasoning. The workflow can now say, okay, this email came in, let me think about its content, maybe research the sender on LinkedIn, and then decide whether to draft a reply, forward it, or create a task. It's that decision-making layer based on understanding and context that's new. You can use platforms like make.com, n8n.io, or Lindy AI, which integrate this kind of reasoning.
So is setting these agents up something only coders can do, or is it becoming more accessible?
It's becoming more accessible, especially with visual platforms like make.com. While the potential is really powerful, you don't necessarily need to be a hardcore developer. Think about intelligent content automation. An RSS feed publishes an article. The agent grabs it, sends it to GPT-5 to summarize and pull key points, then drafts a LinkedIn post in your trained voice, maybe even suggests relevant hashtags, or optimize daily planning. Pulls your calendar and task list each morning, sends it to GPT-5 to create an hour-by-hour schedule optimized for focus, batches similar tasks, and sends it to your Slack.
These last 5 really push into AI making decisions and acting more autonomously. What's the big takeaway from this set?
It's moving towards AI as a genuine collaborator, automating not just tasks, but complex decision-making processes, pushing our potential.
So let's pull this all together. We've covered a lot of ground. What's the big idea we should walk away with? It seems clear. ChatGPT-5 isn't just a better chatbot. It's something more fundamental. It's acting like a cognitive partner, genuinely boosting our productivity and how we make decisions in, well, almost anything we do.
Absolutely. And I think the key takeaway for succeeding in this, new era is learning to collaborate with AI, not trying to compete against it. It's about partnership.
Right. So the action plan for everyone listening, don't wait. Start experimenting now. Maybe pick one thing we talked about today that resonates with a challenge you have. Try the financial analysis on a stock. Set up that custom GPT for your writing voice. Try building a simple dashboard for that annoying task you do every week. And remember those tips for success. Be super specific with your instructions, your prompts. If you use agent mode, watch it closely. Supervise it. And always double-check the outputs. Use it as an amazing research assistant, not an infallible oracle. And of course, the security stuff. Guard your logins carefully, avoid putting super sensitive company or personal data into it, and just be aware that AI can sometimes have biases based on its training data.
Yeah, the future of work, it really is here, and it's powered by AI. The folks who learn to use these tools effectively today are absolutely going to be the ones leading tomorrow. So the question for you listening is, which one of these use cases are you most excited to try first? What's your biggest challenge that maybe, just maybe, this could help solve?
We really hope this deep dive gave you a solid map for starting to harness the power of ChatGPT-5. Until next time, keep exploring. Out to your music.